Sometimes a gun appears in a Call of Duty game and it's okay. Maybe it sucks, but then it comes back in a later COD game and it gets this massive magical buff. And those are the guns that we're going to be talking about today. What is up, everybody? Jimmy or Chaos, welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about 10 of the biggest gun upgrades in COD history. These are those guns that appeared throughout the franchise that were huge improvements over previous versions of the same gun. So, you let me know in the comments which of these guns had the biggest upgrade in your eyes. Drop a like on the video, and before we get into it, guys, do me a favor. Click the link at the top of the description and go subscribe to the Chaos Let's Play channel. Help me get it to 1,000 subscribers. We live stream here on the main channel, and then all of those live playthroughs and Let's Plays end up over there on the Chaos Let's Play channel. We're about to start working on GTA 5's campaign. We're going to beat GTA 5 before GTA 6 comes out. I hope to see you over there. At number 10 today is the AMP-63 in Black Ops Cold War. This gun was added as DLC as part of Season 3. It was a remake of the PM-63 from the original Black Ops. And in case you didn't use the PM-63 back in the day, that gun was bad. Pea shooter with a slow reload animation and recoil that was probably a 2-bit high for kind of damage it was putting out. So it was kind of a weird choice for a remake in Cold War, but Treyarch, they made some adjustments to the classic PM-63 that made it way better than before. They moved it from the SMG category to the pistol category, which made it a lot lighter of a risk to take into battle since you weren't sacrificing a good primary weapon for it. And they also added a ton of attachments for you to grind and play around with. It resulted in a very customizable and reliable machine pistol to have in your back pocket. The magazine was still on the smaller side by default. The damage per shot wasn't amazing, but like I said, it was a pistol this time, so it wasn't that big a deal. It did its job very well, and it was a huge upgrade from the 2010 version. At number 9. The Olympia in Black Ops 3. This one makes me laugh. The Olympia in the original Black Ops is one of the worst guns in COD history. Double barrel shotgun, terrible accuracy, horrendous range, laughably inconsistent damage. The BO1 Olympia was completely useless, so I was kind of confused as to what Treyarch was thinking when they announced they were bringing it back in Black Ops 3. But this version is actually kind of fun. The Black Ops 3 Olympia not only fixed several of the issues from the original, like that god-awful range and inconsistent damage, but on top of that, it also had attachments. You could make adjustments. It wasn't that amazing, but it was much better than the original, and it was way more fun to use because it didn't feel like the gun was actively working against you like the original. At number 8, the 50GS in Modern Warfare 2019. The Desert Eagle is iconic to the Modern Warfare subseries, but the 2019 version, renamed to the 50GS, somehow took things to an even higher level than before. Also, the last Desert Eagle before that was the 2011 version of the original Modern Warfare 3, which was kind of bad. But the 2019 version was exactly what a Deagle should be. Huge, loud, hit like a freaking truck, a monster, scary. It was the first Deagle in COD history that could get an insta-kill to the head, which is one of the most satisfying things to do in the entire franchise. It made the gun way more powerful than it ever was. So even though the Deagle was powerful and satisfying before, the 2019 version was still somehow a massive upgrade, especially, let's be real, especially over the Dookie Modern Warfare 3 version. I think it deserves a place on this list. I didn't like the game, but the 50GS, super fun. At number 7, the M60 in Black Ops Cold War. The M60 is one of those guns that appeared in a lot of Call of Duty games, but it was never good. It was heavy, it was clunky, it often didn't hit hard enough to justify the downsides of taking it into battle, but the Black Ops Cold War version of the M60 was a huge step up from everything that came before, and even though this version wasn't top tier, it was the best M60 in COD history by a huge margin if you ask me. I mean, think about it. The original M60 was the COD 4 version, and that was trash. Then there was the Black Ops 1 version, which was slightly better, but still trash. Then there was the Modern Warfare 3 version, which went right back to being just regular trash. But then the Black Ops Cold War version came along and showed us there was actually some potential in the weapon. Treyarch added some extra attachments. They helped mitigate the insane recoil and the slow movement speed, which allowed you to actually take full advantage of that power per shot in an effective way. It wasn't amazing, but it was fun, and it was super satisfying in this game. At number 6, the BP-50 in Vanguard. Now, I have no clue what this gun was doing in World War II games, but there's no denying it was a massive upgrade from what came before it. In case you didn't know, the BP-50 in Vanguard is a remake of the F2000 from the original Modern Warfare 2, which was one of the most controversial guns in the game because about 20% of the community thought it was amazing, while the remaining 80%, me included, thought it was pure trash. So it was a pretty weird choice for Sledge to bring it back in Vanguard, especially since it made no sense with the time period. I'm guessing somebody over at Sledge was part of the F2000 fan club back in the day, probably watched my videos and wanted to hate on me. But this version of the gun was actually good. Certainly way better than the 2009 original. With all the attachments available in the Gunsmith, you could take full advantage of that super high fire rate, those bullet hose potential moments, while also capitalizing on the close range power at the same time. So I'm still not entirely clear why Sledge thought it was okay to put a modern assault rifle in their World War II game, but it was a fun addition to the weapon sandbox. Now we arrive at the top 5. The VMP in Black Ops 4. This gun was completely broken. We all knew it. The VMP debuted in Black Ops 3 where it was popular. Well-balanced SMG, took a bit of skill to get good with, and then it returned in Black Ops 4. They buffed it into oblivion to the point that I'm 100% convinced Treyarch did this on purpose. The Black Ops 4 VMP had the handling speeds of an SMG but the damage and the range of a top-tier assault rifle. Why? Gave it some of the most insane versatility and killing power in the entire game. So even though the VMP started out as a high-tier weapon and got a fat upgrade going into Black Ops 4 to the point, it was one of the most OP guns in Black Ops history. Busted. If you were spamming it back in the BO4 days, you should have played something else. Did you know there were still people spamming this gun today? Every once in a while, I'll check in on older COD games, and I'll see if I can find a recent video made on them just to see what's still populated, what's dead. And while I've seen a lot of people actually go into Black Ops 4 over the last month or two, I see a ton of EMP spam in the kill feed. So I guess some things will never change. They won't. At number 4, the Dragunov in Modern Warfare 2019. This is one of the most reoccurring guns in COD history, been up and down throughout the years. But the 2019 version is honestly kind of up and amazing. I think it's worthy to be on this list at number 4, which is crazy. It's on a positive COD list at number 4. Because despite being up and down throughout the COD history, the Dragunov has never really been better than mid-tier. At least not before this version. In fact, the Dragunov has been one of the worst guns in its respective games for a long time, with the Black Ops 1 version arguably being the worst sniper in COD history. The Drag usually suffers from the same problems every game. Heavy idle sway, punishing recoil, and an inconsistent one-shot kill range. But the 2019 version of the Drag not only had much more consistent power with each pull of the trigger, but it also had those attachments in the Gunsmith, would let you take full advantage of its strengths. The Dragunov went from mid-tier in COD 4 to bottom tier in Black Ops to mid-tier in Modern Warfare 3, and then shot up to high tier in Modern Warfare 2019. I'm going to say it's worthy of top 5. At number 3, the 1911 in Black Ops 3. It's appeared in most Call of Duty games. I think it's appeared in more Call of Duty games than any other gun in the franchise, but it only recently became something that was worthy of using and talking about. Back in the classic COD games like COD 4 and the original Black Ops, it was just a simple handgun, moderate damage, awkward recoil. But in Black Ops 3, Treyarch decided to basically turn the 1911 into the Deagle without turning up the recoil or turning down the handling, which is one of the weirder things Treyarch has ever done to the legacy of a COD weapon. Black Ops 3 1911, get this. Deals 50 plus damage per shot, shoots fast, reloads quick, barely moves when it doesn't move when you pull the trigger. I guess you could say the Advanced Warfare version also belongs on this list because it was weirdly powerful, but that version had some noticeable drawbacks. You had recoil and center speed. The Black Ops 3 version, it was busted in a sleeper. It was locked behind supply drops. In terms of gun upgrades, this has to be here. Seriously, look at the COD 4 1911 or the Black Ops 1, and then jump forward and look at the Black Ops 3 version. It's night and day. At number 2, the Striker in Modern Warfare 3 2011. Most returning guns in Modern Warfare 3 had to be nerfed due to the simple fact that Modern Warfare 2 was just ridiculous and everything was broken and overpowered. But one of the few Modern Warfare 2 guns that snuck in and actually got buffed was the Striker. Frankly, I think it got buffed a little too much because it was borderline game-breaking when the game came out. Semi-auto shotgun, crazy damage potential, insane ammo capacity. I think you could have 18 shells in it with extended mags. Ridiculous one-shot kill range, huge hitbox, much bigger than Modern Warfare 2's. A lot of people forget the Striker was even in Modern Warfare 2 because it was overshadowed by other shotguns, the Rangers, the Spaz, the 1887. But Modern Warfare 3 Striker was overshadowed by nothing. And at number 1 today, this thing seems to find a lot of number 1 spots. The KSG in Black Ops 2. Now, the KSG debuted in the original Modern Warfare 3. Pretty standard but reliable pump shotty, high ammo capacity, neat animation cancel. You could learn to speed up the fire rate, but when the Black Ops 2 version came along, it blew the original out of the water. The Black Ops 2 KSG is one of the best shotguns in COD history. I would say it's the best shotgun ever put in a Black Ops game. The KSG Slug would carry 100 plus damage for an insane range, which allowed you to insta-kills from the dumbest distances, and the ammo capacity was huge, so you could go from target to target to target, never slow down. It was definitely a lot harder to use than the Modern Warfare 3 original, but it was worth getting good at. Absolutely an upgrade over the original. One of the best shotguns in COD history. Treyarch absolutely cooked with this one. And there you have it. Let me know one big upgrade I didn't notice or didn't shout out. And remember, guys, do me a favor. On your way out today, go over and subscribe to the Chaos Let's Play channel. Link is at the top of the description.